Chosen One, if you're watching this video now, it's not by accident. Divine forces have guided your steps here because a powerful revelation is about to transform your life. This is the hour when your enemies flee and God manifests as your inviolable shield. What you're about to discover in the next few minutes is already in motion in the spiritual realm and is about to manifest in your reality. The moment of your breakthrough has arrived. Your opponents will no longer have strength against you. The divine protection that has always been destined for you is now manifesting in an extraordinary way. Prepare yourself for a message that will completely transform your life. Before we dive into this powerful revelation, I ask you to do 3 things that will amplify this energy. Subscribe to the channel to receive more divine messages like this. Leave your like so this message reaches other chosen ones, and comment the word protected. This simple declaration will activate the power of the divine shield in your life. Let's begin this transformation journey. Chosen One, welcome to the revelation that will change the course of your history. At this exact moment, something supernatural is happening around you. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but in the spiritual realm, a resplendent mark shines upon you. This is the mark of the Chosen One, the sign that everyone in the universe recognizes and respects. If you're watching this message, it wasn't by coincidence. You were divinely guided here because the time has come to awaken to the truth about who you really are. You're not just anyone, you're a chosen one of God, set apart and consecrated for an extraordinary purpose. This isn't just another motivational phrase, it's a powerful declaration about your true identity. The mark of the Chosen One isn't visible to ordinary eyes, but it's unmistakable to those who operate in the spiritual realm. That's why you face so many battles. That's why so many obstacles have appeared in your path. Enemies recognize who you are even before you've awakened to this truth. They try to prevent you from discovering your true potential because they know that when you fully awaken, nothing can stop you. Think for a moment about the adversities you've faced. The rejections, the closed doors, the people who doubted you, the nights of silent tears. All of this had a purpose. These trials didn't come to destroy you, but to refine you. Like gold in fire, you were being purified, strengthened, and prepared for your moment of glory. The chosen ones don't have easy paths, but they have blessed paths. Each challenge you overcame increased your spiritual strength. Each obstacle you conquered expanded your capacity to manifest divine power. You were tested because the universe knew you would endure. You were challenged because God knew the inner strength that dwells within you. Today, the mark of the Chosen One shines more intensely upon you. It's like a spiritual beacon announcing, "This is a beloved child of God. This is a warrior of light. This is someone who carries a divine purpose. This mark is your shield, your protection, and your guarantee that greater forces are working in your favor." Have you felt that inner impulse, that inexplicable certainty that you were born for something greater? That feeling that despite adverse circumstances, something big is reserved for you. It's not your imagination. It's the divine calling echoing in your soul, reminding you of who you really are. The mark of the Chosen One attracts blessings, opens paths, and repels negative energies. From today, you'll begin to notice a drastic change in your life. People who once opposed you will begin to distance themselves. Doors that were locked will begin to mysteriously open. Resources you needed will begin to appear at the exact moment. Your awakening to this truth is what your enemies fear most. They know that a chosen one conscious of their identity is invincible. That's why they tried to keep you in darkness, making you doubt yourself, questioning your worth and your purpose. But that time is over. From today, you walk with full awareness of who you are. You carry the mark of the Chosen One with honor and dignity. Your walk is different, your posture is different, your energy is different. You're no longer the one who bows before obstacles, but the one who transforms them into steps for your elevation. Look at your life until now. You've survived storms that would have destroyed many others. You persisted when everything indicated you should give up. You kept faith when all seemed lost. This isn't coincidence. It's living proof that you're a chosen one, someone with a divine purpose to fulfill on this earth. And now, with this revelation, you're ready for the next level. The mark of the chosen one isn't just a symbol of protection. It's a symbol of power, of spiritual authority, of accelerated manifestation capability. From today, your thoughts will manifest more quickly, your prayers will be answered more promptly, your intentions will materialize with more strength. This is your hour, the moment when you rise in the fullness of who you were created to be, the moment when your enemies flee because they recognize the divine mark that shines upon you. The moment when God reveals himself as your impenetrable shield, protecting you from any force that tries to prevent your advancement. Receive this truth. Allow it to penetrate deeply into your spirit. You are a chosen one of God, destined for greatness, marked for victory, set apart for an extraordinary purpose. From this moment, nothing and no one can prevent the fulfillment of your glorious destiny. Chosen one, at this exact moment, a divine promise is being activated in your life, a promise so powerful that it has the ability to completely alter your reality, transforming every battle into victory, every obstacle into opportunity. This is the divine promise of protection, a celestial decree that establishes an impenetrable shield around you. When God makes a promise, it isn't like human promises that can be broken or forgotten. The divine promise is an eternal decree, a spiritual seal that remains unshakable regardless of the circumstances you face. And for you, chosen one, this promise of protection is now being manifested with an intensity never before experienced. Think about it. How many times should you have been defeated, but somehow inexplicably you managed to overcome? How many times did the worst seem inevitable, but at the last moment, something changed in your favor? These weren't coincidences. It was the divine promise of protection operating in your life, even before you became aware of it. This promise isn't new. It has been upon you since the moment you were conceived. Even in the darkest hours, when you felt completely alone and unprotected, invisible forces were working, guarding your steps, pushing away dangers you didn't even notice, keeping your enemies at a distance. Now, however, something extraordinary is happening. The divine promise of protection is intensifying over your life. It's as if a celestial spotlight were being directed specifically at you, illuminating your path and blinding those who try to harm you. This is a moment of spiritual activation, where what once operated behind the scenes now visibly manifests in your reality. Your enemies, those who conspire against you, who speak ill behind your back, who block your progress, who desire your failure, they are feeling the power of this divine promise. They're experiencing an inexplicable sensation of fear when they think of you. They're losing the impulse, the motivation, and the ability to harm you. This isn't your imagination. It's the tangible manifestation of God's protection in your life. The divine promise of protection doesn't mean you won't face challenges. Challenges will come, but they won't have the power to destroy you. On the contrary, each challenge that arises before you will only serve to reveal the magnitude of the divine protection that surrounds you. You'll pass through storms that would destroy others and emerge without even a scratch. You'll face impossible situations and witness miraculous solutions manifesting before your eyes. This promise extends to all areas of your life: physical, emotional, financial, relational, spiritual. No aspect of your existence is left out of the divine shield. Diseases that once threatened your body lose their power. Worries that consumed your mind begin to dissipate. Financial difficulties that seemed insurmountable begin to find unexpected resolutions. Toxic relationships that drained your energy begin to transform or simply exit your path. The power of this promise is activated by your faith. When you recognize and accept that you're a chosen one of God, protected by a divine decree, something supernatural happens. Your energy changes, your vibration elevates. Your reality begins to align with this spiritual truth. It's as if you were tuning into a different frequency, the frequency of divine protection. And now, chosen one, it's time to declare this promise over your life. Not just silently believe in it, but boldly proclaim it. When you declare, "I am protected by God, a divine shield surrounds me, my enemies flee before me," you aren't just uttering words, you're activating a powerful spiritual principle, aligning your reality with the divine truth already established over you. This promise isn't temporary, it isn't for a moment or a season. It's an eternal guarantee, a divine commitment that remains upon you every day of your life. No matter what happens in the world around you, no matter how chaotic circumstances may seem, the divine promise of protection remains unshakable. Your enemies may try, but they won't be able to cross the divine barrier that has been established around you. They may plot, plan, and conspire, but their efforts will be in vain. It's like trying to break through a steel wall with bare hands. Simply impossible. This is the reality of the divine promise of protection over your life. From today, you'll walk with a new confidence. Not confidence based on your own strengths or abilities, but the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you're surrounded by the protection of the Creator of the universe himself. This certainty will change your posture, your gaze, your attitude. You'll face each day not with fear or anxiety, but with the serene tranquility of one who knows they're protected by a greater power. The divine promise of protection is your inheritance, your right as a chosen one. Receive it now in all its fullness and begin to live in the reality of this impenetrable shield that God has established over you. Chosen one, look around you. Those who opposed you, who tried to block your path, who spoke against your name, where are they now? One by one, they're disappearing from your life, moving away from your path, losing influence over your reality. This isn't coincidence. It's the power of your divine purpose in action. Each person destined for greatness faces opposition. The greater the calling, the more intense the resistance. Your enemies don't oppose you by chance. They sense, even if unconsciously, the magnitude of the purpose you carry. They recognize on a spiritual level that your presence represents a change in the established order, an alteration in the status quo that benefits them. But now, something extraordinary is happening. As you awaken to your true purpose and embrace your identity as a chosen one, your enemies begin to lose power. It's as if an invisible force were pushing them away from you, removing them from your path, neutralizing their ability to interfere in your journey. Think of the enemies you've faced in your life. Some were obvious. People who openly opposed you, who actively worked against your goals, who spread lies or tried to sabotage your efforts. Others were more subtle. Those who smiled in your presence but conspired in your absence, who offered support with one hand while placing obstacles with the other. And then there are the internal enemies, the doubts, the fears, the insecurity, the merciless self-criticism, the limiting beliefs that whisper that you're not enough, that you don't deserve success, that you should settle for less than the greatness for which you were created. These are often the most powerful enemies, as they operate from within, undermining your confidence and weakening your determination. But today, chosen one, a divine declaration is being made over your life. All these enemies, external and internal, are losing their power over you. They're fleeing before your manifested purpose. The light of your divine destiny is becoming so bright that they cannot remain in your presence. Observe how people who once criticized you now remain silent or even begin to recognize your worth. Notice how those who tried to impede your progress now distance themselves or inexplicably change their attitude. See how obstacles that seemed insurmountable begin to dissolve before your eyes. This is the power of your divine purpose, driving away your enemies. And the most extraordinary thing is that you don't need to fight against them. It's not necessary to confront them, rebut their accusations, or prove they're wrong. Your only responsibility is to remain firm in your purpose, advance toward your divine destiny, maintain focus on the mission for which you were chosen. As you do this, a force greater than yourself takes charge of driving away your enemies. This is an inviolable spiritual law. When a chosen one completely aligns with their divine purpose, no force on earth or in heaven can stop them. Enemies who once seemed so powerful begin to seem insignificant. Voices that once tormented you begin to disappear. Obstacles that once blocked your path begin to dissipate. Don't underestimate the power of divine purpose in your life. It's not just a goal or a dream, it's a celestial decree, a mission established even before the foundation of the world. And when you walk in full alignment with that purpose, you become an unstoppable force. Your enemies perceive this, feel this, and have no choice but to retreat. Some will disappear completely from your life, as if they never existed. Others will remain, but their influence over you will be drastically reduced. And still others, perhaps the most surprising of all, will transform from enemies into allies, recognizing the divine power that operates in you and choosing to align with it instead of opposing it. The internal enemies will also begin to lose their voice. Doubts that once seemed so convincing now sound weak and distant. Fears that once paralyzed you now seem unfounded. The insecurity that once limited you is replaced by an unshakable confidence that comes not from yourself, but from the certainty of your divine calling. From today, you'll walk with a new authority. You'll no longer need to worry about who is against you, for you'll know with unshakable certainty who is in your favor. God himself is by your side, and when God is for you, who can be against you? Your enemies will continue to flee, disappearing before your manifested purpose, and you will advance, free from the weights that once slowed you down, ready to enter into the fullness of the extraordinary destiny that has been prepared for you. The rejections that should shake your confidence will only confirm you're on the right path. The betrayals that should destroy your ability to trust will only bring you closer to God. The illnesses that should debilitate your body will only reveal the healing power that flows within you. The financial problems that should lead you to ruin will only open doors to greater abundance. This is the paradox of the divine shield. What your enemies plan to harm you, God transforms into blessings. The poison they prepare against you becomes medicine in the Creator's hands. The trap they set to capture you becomes the stage for your greatest victory. There is no attack that cannot be converted into advancement when you're protected by God's impenetrable shield. But this shield isn't just reactive, responding only when there's an attack. It's also proactive, creating an environment of peace, security, and prosperity around you. It's as if you walked inside a divine bubble where the normal laws of chaos and negativity are suspended, replaced by superior laws of harmony, abundance, and divine favor. Within this bubble of protection, you experience a peace that surpasses all understanding. Even amidst the most violent storm, you feel an unshakable confidence, even when everything around you seems uncertain. You enjoy a mental clarity that guides you to wise decisions, even when others are confused by the complexity of circumstances. God's impenetrable shield also affects the world around you. People who come into contact with you begin to feel the presence of this field of protection. Some are attracted to it, instinctively feeling there is safety and blessing in your presence. Others are repelled, uncomfortable with the divine light emanating from this shield. This is a natural filter that separates those who should be part of your journey from those who have no place in your divine path. This shield isn't a reward for your perfection or merit. It's a gift of divine grace. You don't need to be perfect to deserve this protection. You don't need to have unwavering faith at all times. You don't need to never make mistakes. This shield is yours by divine right, part of your inheritance as a chosen one, a gift of God's unconditional love for you. The only thing necessary on your part is recognition. Recognizing that this shield exists, recognizing that it surrounds you at every moment, recognizing that no weapon formed against you can prosper while you remain under this divine protection. This simple act of recognition activates the full power of the shield, making it a tangible reality in your daily life. Imagine yourself now, surrounded by this divine shield. Visualize it as a radiant golden light that envelops your entire being, extending a few meters around you, also encompassing those who are close to you, your family, your closest friends, those who share your divine purpose. See how this light repels darkness, how it dissolves negativity, how it creates a sacred space where miracles can happen. From today, you'll walk with the constant awareness of this divine shield. When facing challenges, you'll remember that you're protected. When enemies rise against you, you'll smile, knowing they cannot penetrate your divine defense. When obstacles arise in your path, you'll advance with confidence, knowing the shield will open the way before you. God's word declares, "No weapon forged against you shall prevail." This isn't just a beautiful promise, it's a spiritual reality activated by God's impenetrable shield over your life. From this moment, you'll live in the full manifestation of this divine truth. Your enemies will flee, your obstacles will dissolve, and your path will be illuminated by the inexplicable favor that accompanies those who walk, protected by the divine shield. Chosen one, hear this profound truth that is about to completely transform your perspective. Your victory isn't something in the future, something you need to fight for or conquer. Your victory has already been decreed in the spiritual realm. It's sealed, confirmed, and established as an inviolable reality. In the divine realm, where time doesn't exist as we know it, where past, present, and future are a single continuous moment, you are already victorious. The decree has already been signed. The battle has already been won. The triumph has already been celebrated. What you're experiencing now, the challenges, the struggles, the moments of uncertainty, are merely the last echoes of a war that, on the spiritual plane, has already ended with your complete victory. This isn't a beautiful metaphor or positive thinking. It's a concrete spiritual reality that has the power to completely transform your experience in this physical plane. When you understand and embrace the truth that your victory has already been decreed, something extraordinary happens. Your present reality begins to align with this spiritual truth. Think of the battles you're facing at this moment. Perhaps they're financial challenges that seem impossible to overcome. Perhaps they're health problems that doctors say have no solution. Perhaps they're broken relationships that seem irreparable. Perhaps it's a professional crisis that threatens everything you've worked for. Regardless of the nature of your challenges, they've already been resolved in the spiritual realm. Your victory over them has already been decreed. This truth changes everything. It changes how you face challenges. No longer as someone desperate fighting to survive, but as someone who already knows the final outcome and is merely witnessing the unfolding of events that will lead to the manifestation of the already guaranteed victory. It changes your attitude. No longer fear and anxiety, but peace and confidence that come from knowing the divine decree cannot be revoked. When you enter a battle knowing you've already won, your energy is completely different. You don't fight desperately, spending all your strength in frantic movements. You move with purpose, with precision, with the calm and confidence of one who knows the final outcome. This is the spiritual posture you're being called to adopt now. The posture of one who knows their victory has already been decreed. This truth also explains why your enemies are fleeing. In the spiritual realm, they can already see what you may not yet fully see in the physical plane, that you're already victorious, that they've already been defeated, that their efforts against you are useless. It's as if they're trying to fight against something that has already happened, to alter an outcome that's already sealed. This is an impossible battle, and at some level, they know it. That's why they're retreating, giving up, looking for easier targets. The decree of your victory isn't something new. It was established even before the foundation of the world, when your name was written in the book of life, when your purpose was determined, when your destiny was traced by the divine hand. Each challenge you face, each obstacle that arises in your path has already been considered in this divine decree. Nothing takes it by surprise. Nothing has the power to nullify what was established in the divine council. This truth should fill your heart with unshakable confidence, not confidence based on your own abilities, resources, or willpower. All of these can fail. But confidence based on a divine decree that cannot be revoked, a decree that comes from an authority superior to any earthly or spiritual power that might oppose you. Listen carefully to these words. Your victory doesn't depend on current circumstances. It doesn't depend on how things appear at this moment. It doesn't depend on what others say or think. It doesn't even depend on what you feel or believe in moments of doubt. Your victory depends solely and exclusively on the divine decree that has already been established and is immutable. Observe how this truth begins to manifest in your life from today. See how situations that seemed impossible begin to resolve in unexpected ways. Notice how the resources you need begin to appear at the exact moment. Notice how people you didn't even know begin to enter your life, bringing exactly what you need to advance. These aren't coincidences. They're manifestations of the divine decree of victory already established over your life. Your part now is to align yourself with this decree. Live, think, speak, and act as someone who is already victorious. Not as someone who is trying to win, but as someone for whom victory is already an established reality. Your words should reflect this truth. Your thoughts should be in harmony with it. Your actions should demonstrate the serene confidence of one who knows the final outcome. Look at the challenges you face and declare over them, "My victory has already been decreed." Look at the enemies who oppose you and proclaim, "Your efforts are useless, for my triumph is already sealed." Look at the mountains that seem insurmountable in your path and announce, "You have already been removed in the spiritual realm. It's just a matter of time until you disappear from the physical plane." From today, you walk not as an uncertain warrior, but as a confirmed victor. The battle has already been won. The decree has already been signed. Your victory is already reality. Live in this truth and observe how your entire existence transforms to reflect what has already been established in the divine realm. Chosen one, the moment of your final transformation has arrived. Until now, you may have seen yourself as the pursued, the one who constantly needs to defend, hide, protect yourself from incessant attacks. But today, a profound change is occurring in your identity. You're ceasing to be the pursued to become the winner, the conqueror, the one before whom your enemies flee in panic. This isn't just a change in external circumstances. It's a profound metamorphosis of your inner being. It's like the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly. The caterpillar crawls on the ground, vulnerable to predators, limited in its movements, unable to see beyond its small world. But the butterfly flies freely, sees the world from a completely new perspective, enjoys a freedom and beauty that the caterpillar could never imagine. Similarly, you're emerging from a cocoon of limitations, fears, and old definitions of yourself. The transformation that's occurring goes beyond a simple improvement in your situation. It's a complete reinvention of your identity. You're no longer defined by your wounds, by your struggles, by who pursued you or what tried to stop you. You're now defined by the victory that has already been decreed over your life, by the divine shield that protects you, by the extraordinary purpose for which you were chosen. Think about how you saw yourself until recently. Perhaps as the victim of unjust circumstances, perhaps as someone constantly attacked by forces that seemed greater than you, perhaps as someone who needed to prove their worth, fight for recognition, defend against criticism and judgments. This identity of the pursued, although it was real at one stage of your journey, is no longer who you are. Today, you assume a new identity, the identity of the winner. The winner doesn't worry about what others think because they know who they really are. The winner doesn't despair in the face of challenges because they know they've already overcome them in the spiritual realm. The winner doesn't fear their enemies because they know they're already in retreat, that their power over them has already been broken. This transformation isn't something you need to struggle to achieve. It isn't something you need to conquer through effort or merit. It's a reality that has already been established for you, a gift of divine grace that you simply need to recognize and embrace. The metamorphosis has already happened in the spiritual realm. Now you're just witnessing its manifestation in the physical plane. Just as the butterfly must break free from its cocoon, enduring momentary discomfort to access the freedom awaiting it, your transformation involves breaking free from old paradigms, old thought patterns, old self-definitions that no longer serve who you're becoming. The discomfort you may be feeling is not a sign that something is wrong. It's confirmation that you're being reborn, emerging into a new reality. Similarly, your transformation from pursued to winner occurs first in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit. It's a change of perspective, a change of identity that then manifests in your external reality. As you embrace who you really are, a chosen one of God, protected by a divine shield, walking in the certainty of a victory already decreed, the world around you begins to respond to this new identity. People who once belittled you now treat you with respect. Situations that once defeated you now become platforms for your advancement. Doors that were once closed now open spontaneously. Resources that were once lacking now flow in abundance. These external changes are merely reflections of the inner transformation that has already occurred. The winner walks differently, speaks differently, thinks differently. There's no longer that hesitation that comes from fear. There's no longer that defensive posture that comes from insecurity. There's only serene confidence, unshakable peace, the quiet certainty of one who knows who they are and where they're going. This is the posture you now assume, the posture of the winner. But being a winner doesn't mean you won't face more challenges. Challenges will continue to come, perhaps with even greater intensity as you advance to higher levels of your divine purpose. The difference is that now you face these challenges not as threats to your survival, but as opportunities to demonstrate the victory that has already been guaranteed to you. Winners don't fear challenges, they embrace them, knowing that each obstacle overcome is an additional testimony of the divine power operating in their lives. Winners don't run from battles, they face them with the quiet confidence of those who already know the final outcome. Winners don't despair before mountains, they see them as platforms from which they'll be able to contemplate even vaster horizons. This transformation from pursued to winner also changes how you see your former pursuers. There's no longer resentment, bitterness, or desire for revenge. There's only gratitude, knowing that, without realizing it, they contributed to your refinement, strengthening, and preparation for the grand destiny that awaits you. You may even feel compassion for them, recognizing that, in their blindness, they didn't understand the role they played in your transformation process. From today, you walk as a winner. Not because you conquered something through your own efforts, but because you received and embraced the identity that has always been yours by divine right. You are a chosen one of God, protected by an impenetrable shield, walking in the certainty of a victory already decreed. Your enemies flee before you, not because you pursued them, but because they recognize in you a spiritual authority they cannot contest. This is your new reality. This is your true identity. This is the final transformation from pursued to winner. Receive it with gratitude, live it with confidence, and witness how every area of your life aligns with this glorious truth.